Hello everyone, it is me Peep Peep, and welcome back to Quartz Party, but this is Chapter 6. I know I haven't played this game since, well, forever. I'll be completely honest with you, but you know what? It's fine. It's no big deal. I just haven't really been in the mood to play Quartz Party, but here I am, I'm back after like months of not playing it. Let's do this. Okay. Where am I? The first thing I saw when I opened my eyes was the ceiling of a dark, gloomy room with flickering, uncovered light bulbs. The random bursts of light they shone were so dim that they only just barely lit up the wood grain on the ceiling, though to see patterns in it. Ow! The back of my head hurt in the same way it would, as if someone had just pulled my hair really hard. I couldn't do anything about it, though, so I just frowned and waited for it to subside. I wondered if it hit my head somewhere. I can't remember a thing. I suddenly realized that my feet weren't touching the ground, and there was a cold sensation all along my back. I must have been lying down on a hard surface. I tried to move, but both my arms and both my legs had gone to sleep, and they wouldn't budge. I just had to keep lying here until they woke up. I hate whenever your legs are like asleep and they hurt to move. Oh, it's so awful. I don't know why that happens, but it's annoying. I gave up on moving, but instead just stared up at the gloomy ceiling again. I don't like it. The wood grain looks like a person's face. I knew it wasn't actually a person, but it really did look like one. But he was glaring down at me with a hateful expression. It was creepy. Why does it look familiar? Where have I seen that face before? Oh, that was it. It looked like the Scream, that Munch painting we studied in class, except this face was screaming in anger. He hated me. I'm really starting to get scared now. If only Big Brother were here with me. He'd just pat my head and laugh and tell me how... Oh, I didn't mean to skip it. Oh yeah, where is Big Brother? I was still a little disoriented, but I turned and twisted my head as best as I could manage to see if I could find him anywhere nearby. Why was I sleeping in a place like this anyway? And why wasn't Big Brother at my side, like he always was? I remember bringing Big Brother his umbrella, then doing some kind of charm with his friends, and then I was in an old school building. And then Big Brother and I were looking all over the bathroom so I could go pee, and we got separated. Big Brother? Why were we in the school to begin with? Maybe the charm failed, and this was our punishment? Maybe I was the one who messed it up. I probably shouldn't even have been there. And if I hadn't asked him to help me try to find a bathroom, we wouldn't be separated right now. I should have just held his hand and not let go. I could have lasted a little longer without peeing. Then we'd still be together. What happened to me after that? That's right, I finally found a bathroom. But when I went inside, there were people hanging in there, lots of them. I was so freaked out. I went into the hall and collapsed onto the floor, and then I was talking with someone. It was a boy who'd gotten separated from his little sister, I think. Not that guy. Not him. He said he'd help me find Big Brother. His name. That's right, his name was Yuka. It hurts, it really hurts. Why can't I move? Why? I then realized that I couldn't see my arms. Where were they? Why weren't they at my sides? They were still numb, too, so I couldn't feel where they were either, but I tried my best to move them anyway. That sounded like a rope. Am I tied up? I thought maybe the reason I couldn't feel my arms or legs and couldn't move was because I was tied up really tight and it was cutting off my circulation. Come on, move! With some effort, I was finally able to move my fingertips. I started feeling everything I could, grateful even for this little bit of reassurance. I feel something. The rope around my wrist had been tied up tight and looped many times over, and with the circulation trickling back into my hands, it was really painful. It hurts! It hurts! I was so scared. It felt like I'd forgotten how to breathe. Somebody's coming. The footsteps were echoing out from out in the hallway. They stopped right in front of this room. Big brother! Big brother! I wriggled in place and screamed as loud as I could. I didn't even care about the old splintery rope cutting into my wrists and ankles anymore. Big brother, save me! It's Yuka! I'm right here, save me, please! You shouldn't writhe around like that. The ropes will just hurt that much more. My apologies for the long wait. It's dark in here. You must have been terrified. I hate... Her school uniform is really weird. Isn't she in middle school? Or something? Why does her outfit look like an elementary school student? Are you alright, Yuka? He was looking at me with a caring, sympathetic smile on his face. He seemed to be really concerned about me. Please save me. When I came to... I was all tied up. You were indeed. And I'm the one responsible for that. I wanted to make sure I never got separated from my dear little sister ever again. Little sister? You, of course. That's why I had to tie you down, so you wouldn't ever leave me. Why? He saw me. Are you joking with me? Why, you ask? What a silly question. I already told you, because you're my little sister. What part of that don't you understand? I don't understand it at all. I'm not... Well, you are still just a child, so maybe you're simply too young to comprehend. But worry not. Your big brother will tell you all about it. We're siblings, after all. We simply have to reach an understanding. His eyes looked like they were staring off into the distance, like he was in a trance. The thing is, I don't actually know if he actually has a sibling or he just says that. I don't remember. From what I remember, I don't think he does. He's just a weirdo. I'm scared, big brother. I'm scared. So sad for her. Why was he doing this? Why did he tie me up? And why did he look so happy about it? I didn't get any of it. Every hair on my body was standing on end. I was terrified. Isn't there any way I can escape? The corners of my eyes were on fire. I couldn't stop myself from crying. Tears were flowing down my face like a waterfall. He saw me smile, then reached out and touched my cheek. His hand was ice cold. It was like there was no blood flowing through it at all, like the hand of a dead person. I've been waiting so long for you to wake up. That's like my hands. My hands are like always ice cold. They're a little chilly right now, but typically when you're playing games, sometimes your hands will get cold if it's like out in the open for some reason. Now show me that spark of life. Put everything you've got into it and cry for me, Yuka. Cry as loud as you can. He slowly and... Ooh, it feels weird, him walking around. It's like the one on the right side. If you have headphones in, it sounds really weird. He slowly and hesitantly took his hand off my cheek, then began walking around me toward my feet. Then he gently grabbed my skirt, and with one hand he drew a knife from his breast pocket with the other. It's showtime!
It's showtime!
Oh, I think he actually would say it in English.
So,
there, just like that. That's the voice I've been longing to hear, and the face I've been longing to see. It's only when one's terror and hopelessness reach their peak that the soul truly shines. I want to see more direct more of that at me. Yuka, you You know you're capable of shining even brighter. Well, don't you worry. Your big brother will help reveal that light. Covered in blood and writhing in pain. Ooh, suffering in a far, far prettier sight than this. What's wrong, Yuka? This is no time to rest. The fun is only just beginning. Ooh, so why don't you try calling me Big Brother? Big Brother, save me! Big Brother, please come save me! What are you saying, Yuka? Your big brother's right here. Look, right in front of your eyes. No, my big brother is... The panic and fear just kept getting more overpowering. I think I was hyperventilating, but Kizami showed no mercy. Instead, he reached out and grabbed my neck. Living rabbits really do make far too much noise. Can't breathe. What a thin neck you have, so soft and supple. What does that even mean? I can feel your carotid artery and your cervical vertebrae perfectly. These muscles, this curvature, so sensual, like it was made for my hand. Yuck, you're such a freak. Is it painful? It must be painful. This is your fault, you know. I'm your only big brother around here. With that, he let go of my neck, but then hastily pulled the knife in his hands right up to my face. He made sure I could see every inch of it clearly, and he just held it there, slowly turning it for what felt like an eternity. Have you gotten a good look at it, Yuka? The knife was stained with red, splatter marks. Not even red, just dark. It wasn't a color I knew well, but there was only one thing it could have been. Blood! Oh, this? No need to worry, Kirizaki. Dirtied it a bit, but it still cuts like new. I was shivering so hard I could feel my teeth vibrating. A chill ran through every part of me, as if I were so afraid that it had actually lowered my body temperature. The chattering coming inside of my mouth was getting louder and louder, to such an extent that even I was getting distracted by it. What a lovely face, my little sister's doing an excellent job, but her clothes are in the way. Ew! No, please no, why? Okay, let's turn this down. Very intense music, it's kind of loud. Okay, Kizami suddenly tore my uniform, exposing my stomach. What's this? Your belly's bouncing like water balloon. You must be full of guts. Ew! He laid the knife blade flat across my belly button, and suddenly, a sudden sensation of cold metal against my skin sent even more shivers up and down my spine. If it hurts, feel free to scream, okay? There's nothing to be ashamed of. Is that all you got? What's the matter, Yuka? You haven't given up already, have you? Not after I finally gotten my hands on the little sister I've always wanted. Oh, you're so gross. My throat was completely dry. I actually wanted to cry for help, but the walls of my air pipes were sticking together. Breathing was hard enough. Answer me, Yuka. Oh my gosh, he's breathing heavy like a freaking weirdo. That's a good girl. Yuck. Now it's time for the main event. Big brother, save me! Fear had taken over. I couldn't hold myself back. I knew it wouldn't go over well, and I knew it'd hurt, but I forced myself to cry out. Big brother, big brother, big brother, big brother! Sounds like a zombie from, like, Black Ops. I'm your big brother, remember? Apologize, Yuka. I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Nah, that simply won't do. You have to say, Big brother, I'm so very sorry. Do it right this time. Big brother. My big brother, it isn't you, Kizami. I'm not your big brother? Oh my lord. What was that just now? Did I imagine it? Is she peeing herself? No, why? Why in every game does she have to pee? Every freaking game she's in, she just... Oh my lord. Hate me so much it makes you wet yourself. Oh, how very interesting. Even in such an embarrassing state, you still even call out for help from your big brother. Pitiful. You're my adorable little sister, and I'm going to make you feel real good. I hate you. You're so gross. So there's no need to lie there crying in your own urine. It's pitiful. Pitiful? Did I just look down at this girl and call her pitiful? Why? Why am I feeling pity for her? What happened to me? The poor girl? How is that even I can exhibit such useless, empty emotions? Is there still a remnant of potential within a man like me to birth these paltry platitudes? No, there isn't. Just jump. I'm not like the others, and yet, even I... He's glitching out. Oh, he's telling you, there's no way my little boy would do something like that. But I'm afraid it's true. You little boy, you, brandish a pair of scissors with the intent to harm a fellow kindergarten student. So you're saying that this was done on purpose? By the time he arrived in the scene, he was looking down his own bloodied hand and laughing. We've done everything we can for him on our end. How you wish to deal with him now is up to you. Please wait. I couldn't even manage to crush his eye. Ever since I was little, I've been unable to put myself in another man's shoes. I possess no sympathy, no empathy, and no respect for life. Slowly but surely, my parents started to see me like I was some kind of devil. They shunned me. They ignored me. They focused all their love and affection on my older brother and sister. On my highly successful and generally upstanding brother and sister. Everybody liked them, and I began to realize just how different life was for people who are well regarded. And since my parents had given up on me, those siblings were the only ones who ever looked after me. My brother was partially obnoxious, always flaunting his honor student status and trying to make me into a good little boy. It was sickening. He'd use his standing as my elder to boss me around, and would even follow me to make sure I was behaving. But I did fight back once. Back in elementary school, I stood up to my older brother. But what the hell are you doing? Yuka, what did you just burn? It was an animal. Oh, are you mad because it smells? I just killed it now, so it still has some blood left in it. It was going to smell no matter what. The hell was that for, asshole? I honestly had no idea why he struck me, but this was the first time I've ever been on the receiving end of violence, and I was pissed. I tried to jump him, but he was just too big. I didn't stand a chance. Did he kill him in the future? I don't know. Why'd you have so little regard for life? How can you just kill another living creature? Okay, so he was the youngest. He never had any younger siblings. Why would you do something like that, Yuka? You can shut up. I'm the one who found it. I can do whatever the hell I want with it. I couldn't believe the asshole actually threw a punch at me. I was determined to hit him back. I wasn't going to give up until I succeeded. Unfortunately... Why do I skip so fast? I'd meant to click it so it'd be all there to read. Now you listen to me. That was twice now. I was going to make him pay. I always swore I'd injured him. My punch was going to connect. If I couldn't hit him in the head, and any other part of the body would do it just as well. Damn it, just because you were born first, you think you're so tough? But if I were a little bigger, You're not getting it. You need to grow up, Yuka. As long as you're not a complete idiot, you will understand what I'm telling you someday. Our physical differences now aren't going to mean a damn thing in the future. Mental growth is what matters most. I want you to become someone who can sympathize with the pain other people feel. I could have sworn I saw tears welling up in his eyes. The hell was that about? He just beat me up and here he was looking sad. Damn it. I'm not like you. Yes, you are. You're my little brother. You'll always be my little brother. Nothing can ever change that. I can still remember that. What a disgusting, sentimental look he was giving me when he said that. You can die too, then. Just die, 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 die. I don't care if you're my brother. I'll kill. What the hell? Cut it out. Let me go. Get your hands off me. Wait, asshole. Listen, mental growth is what matters most. Carve that into your head, into your heart. Never forget it. Fucking hypocrite. He acts all kind, but his punches hurt like a son of a bitch. Are you alright? You didn't suffer any head trauma or anything, did you? Just leave me alone. You may not understand what he's trying to tell you right now, but one day when you're grown up, you will. Neither of you know the first damn thing about me. Why the hell was I the last one to be born? I want a younger sibling. Maybe then I'd have some clue what the fuck you two are talking about. Man, I'd love to piss out a younger brother or sister. And we do love you, Yuka, both of us. Huh? We know that you're a good kid at heart. Come on, let's make a grave for this little critter, okay? A trash can would be just fine. If you keep this up, you're going to be alone your whole life. My sister grabbed me by my shoulders and looked me right in the eyes when she said this. But I didn't care about a word she was saying. I just pushed her away. So you're doing this because you love me, huh? Don't act like you have the first clue what I'm all about, you lying bitch. It's the truth. I don't trust you. I don't trust anyone. I won't lose to anyone either, and I certainly won't tolerate other people lying to me. So he's just a weirdo, and not ever. He's just a weirdo who wanted power, that's it. Okay. That's right, I've been like this for a long time. I've always tried to figure out how to intuit what others are truly feeling, to get honest reactions out of them. No one seems to understand that I'm incapable of understanding the people around me. That's why I've made a point of studying the world and keeping to myself, simply trying my best not to stand out. I play the part of a loner. I pretend I'm interested in boring conversations and smile. I pretend I care about the problems of others and fake a concerned expression. Not a single one of my classmates has ever caught on to the fact that it's all just make-believe. They greet with smiles. They all act like they can judge a person based on his outward actions without ever seeing his true nature. Every one of them is completely deceived by my act. They're all empty-headed fools, worthy of only my concept. They're just like my brother and sister, unforgivable cretins who lie to my face. That's why I've decided to conduct a little experiment, a way to see if I can really understand other people and if I can make them understand me. I wonder if any of you are aware that all I ever wanted was to kill you. Like animals, humans are honest only when they're on the brink of death. They'll look me right in the eye and engage me in real life, true dialogue, with rare exception. Doesn't mean everything you say is true. Sometimes people just say things because they don't want to die. Duh. You gotta think with your big head, buddy. A fine answer, just what I was hoping for. Show me more of those naked emotions. Yes, sadly, I will not perform for you. There was only one who held back the screams and the begging and simply passed away in near silence. The hell is that? You trying to stand up to me? So sad. Well, at least she didn't give him the satisfaction, so you go, girl. You got this. Even in the afterlife, you're good. It was a thoroughly unsatisfying kill. Good. There needs to be more mutual understanding. I'd expect to see some change within myself after coming to this place. But there was nothing. I killed, but felt no remorse, no sympathy, none of the emotions I was supposed to feel. Yuka, all life is equal. Don't ever forget that. All life is equal, huh? Yeah, sure it is. It's all exactly the same when it's snuffed out, humans, animals, and filthy worms alike. But I suppose there is one difference. Even if it feels the same after committing the sin of ending a human life, there's no returning back, no redemption. I didn't regret what I'd done, but it did make me realize I had no prospects now, no future. What was that? Did I just feel pity for someone? I don't care. Feel all the pity you want, loser. My stomach's all growly. Yes, that was it even then. This odd sensation of taking pity on another human being. You're really shaking. Are you alright? I have to go to the bathroom. That badly? Why have you held it in for so long? I was with my big brother until just a moment ago, but we got separated. Didn't you tell your big brother that you needed to use the restroom? I did, but we just kept finding unusable bathrooms. Just pee on the floor, girl. It's not that hard. And I thought about going somewhere else, but I didn't want my big brother to see me do that, so... What a devoted little sister, yes. This is just what I've been looking for. A being far weaker than I, whom I tasked to protect. This is it. This is exactly it. Is something wrong, Kizami? If I had this girl by my side, this girl upon whom I actually took pity, maybe there could still be a future even for a man like me. Nope. Indeed, if I'm capable of feeling sorry for someone, then maybe there still exists some means of atoning for my sins. Nope. Going to hell. If I could just live with this little girl. You deserve no one. You deserve nothing. So how about it? How will you live with me? Huh? What? Oh, I think I'll be okay on my own. Look for my big brother by myself. By yourself? Why? After I finally found a little sister? No, no! Run, rabbit, run! Bad rabbit, you're coming with me. You see, this is what happens when you disobey your big brother, Yuka. My neighbor's dog stopped barking. Sorry about the barking, guys. If you hear it. I'd been screaming and crying so much my throat was now bone dry. I couldn't manage any more than a whimper. My throat was actually in a lot of pain. It burned like someone had cut it wide open. Kizami had raised a knife as it were about to kill me, but for some reason he just froze like that. And all I could do was lie there, struggling to breathe. Aside from heavy breathing, I could only hear the sound of my own chattering teeth. I don't want to die. I want to see my big brother again, even if it's just one last time. I breathed as deeply as I could, then mustered every last bit of strength I had. I wanted to call out with all my might. I wanted to call for help. Big brother. No good. The sentiment was there, but the words couldn't possibly have been heard by anyone else, except the person I didn't want to hear them. Big brother won't know how to come help me if that's as loud as I can do. My strained scream seemed to snap Kizami out of his trance. He brought the tip of his knife down onto my cheek, but didn't break the skin. You do know that no matter how much you scream, no one's going to come save you, right? He was looking down at me with blank, empty eyes. It was like he'd woken up from a really long dream. Big brother is going to come. I was absolutely certain about that. He may not have found me yet, but I knew he was looking. He was worried, and he was looking all over for me, and it was only a matter of time. Big brother is my prince, after all, and the prince always comes to rescue his princess. He's not coming, after all. He's already here. Your big brother's right here. He's coming. Shut your mouth. My struggle to get out the words came to an abrupt end as Kizami's hand pressed down hard on my face, covering my nose and mouth and suffocating me. For all the pain and fear I was feeling, I knew I had a chance to fight back, so I opened my mouth and bit down hard on his palm. I must have bitten even harder than I thought. I could taste his blood. It was warm and minerally, and slid down my parched throat, easing a little bit of the pain and darkness and dryness. He's coming! Big brother's coming for sure! I just kept shouting. I didn't care if these were the last words I ever said. I had no regrets. I just wanted to cry out. He's not coming, he's not coming, he's not coming, he's not coming, he's not coming. Your big brother is not coming. What is happening to him? It all happened in an instant. Kizami just grabbed his head in both hands and let out a cry of pain that didn't even sound human. What is it? What is this? What the hell is this voice I'm hearing? Did I really want a little sister? I did. I wanted a little sister. Someone weaker than I. Yes, someone who needed me. But was it really a little sister that I wanted? That's right. If I had a little sister, I'd change. My head! He grabbed his head again and began stumbling around. He looked like he was in real pain. There were even tears in his eyes. Damn it, god damn it, god damn it. Oh, what does it all mean? I don't need a reason. Not now. It's too late for that. This is who I am now. This is what I've become. Everything is mine. I've stomped out everyone in my way and held my head high in the whole time. Are you okay? Does your head hurt? I have some headache medicine in my pocket. You can take some if you want. Oops, you can't really see his face, but that's okay. How has it come to this? If I had a little sister, maybe I'd acted more like a big brother. I should. Yes, I'm sure of it. I just had been like my astral brother when he was crying over me. Kizami. He fell to his knees and just stayed like that, not moving, maybe not even breathing. After another unnerving yell, the huge man with the hammer just stood there staring at me. He had blood splatter all over him. Somehow, though, I got the impression he wasn't going to attack me. Are you here to save me? He reached one hand toward me, slowly and gently. Though it may have been a little too slowly, he moved like a zombie, as if I were watching a TV show in slow motion. What's wrong? It almost seemed like he was afraid of me, but I was just a little girl tied to a table. What could he possibly think I'd do to him? Is there someone else here? He didn't answer. I wasn't even sure he heard the question. He wasn't looking at me. He was looking past me. I want to know what you're looking at. Kill her. His mournful yell echoed through the room. My arms and legs suddenly went slack. It felt like I couldn't move them now. Slowly I opened my eyes and confirmed that this enormous man just had slashed apart the dry knots that were holding my hands and feet in place. I knew I didn't have much time. I tried my hardest to wake up my sleeping hands and feet and shake the broken, splintered ropes from my wrists and ankles. Kill her. Let's just run for the door. After brushing past a piece of rope, the last piece of rope off my body, I leaped to the ground and began searching the room for the escape route. The huge man had freed me from my ropes, but I was clearly still in danger. My hands and feet are still numb. I don't know if I can do this. There were still big, indented rope burns on my wrists and ankles, limiting my blood circulation. I couldn't be moving comfortably for a while yet. The back door of the classroom was wide open. It seemed broken, actually. It looked like there was a huge man must have busted in with a hammer when he came attacking. I decided to make a break for it. First, I tried sidestepping past him, doing everything I could to tread lightly and keep my arms outstretched so the blood would flow to them again. But then, I heard the floor creak behind me. I was too late. There was nowhere left to run. The giant hammer struck my right arm and instantly fracturing it severely. The spray of blood came from the impact, even got my eyes. The huge man rested his hammer in the air again. He swung with perfect precision and I was down, but he wasn't stopping. Both my arms and legs had been completely destroyed. They looked like giant swatted bugs on the desk, just a mess of bloody chunks. The last swing hit so hard that it broke the whole desk behind me. I found myself rolling painfully onto the ground. Then I hit. There was less than a thud, more than a plop. Bits of my arms and legs went flying everywhere. And then I realized I wasn't just bits. What was left of my extremities was so damaged that it all literally just snapped off my body. No, this had to be a nightmare. It couldn't be real, could it? I really was like a swatted bug. I looked and felt like the part completely. I didn't want to give up even though I knew I was doomed, but I tried to roll myself toward the door, but that went about as well as you might expect. My head was stuck on something, and waves of pain were scooting through the entire torso. I wasn't going to last much longer. Welcome! I couldn't see the hammer coming down to my head, and then in a split second I could see in two opposite directions at once. My skull cracked down the middle like a watermelon. Oh well. Let's try the other option. I feel like I would choose the wrong option first. My arms and legs were still so numb that I couldn't trust myself to get out of the room safely. I just had to think of something else. I had to buy some time. It seemed like the little girl was pulling the huge man's strings, and he didn't really want to hurt me, so maybe I could trust him with him. What are you doing? Kill her! What's wrong? He suddenly doubled over and began clawing at his throat, seemingly in a great deal of pain. Reasoning with him really wasn't going to work. He was too unstable, and if it came down to me or the little girl, I was pretty sure I wouldn't win. Now might be my best chance to escape. I have to be able to get out of the front. No, huge man is there. I can't get past him. Maybe I can find some other way to distract him. Maybe I can break for it. This faucet here, I don't know if it'll actually work. No water. My throat is so dry. What do I do? There has to be some way out of this. There's a bottle. There's a bottle on the ground filled with transparent liquid. Take it? Yes, take it. I wonder what's in here. It's not water, is it? Required hydraulic acid. How long are you planning to squat there like that? Kill her. And instinctively, I threw the glass bottle at the huge man with the hammer. He flinched and stumbled backward. His hammer was still raged, however, and smashed into one of the light bulbs on the ceiling, shattering it. It's dark, but I might be able to get away now. The feeling had begun returning to my legs, so I wasted no time. Happily yelling, "Excuse me," as I left, I darted through the dark lab, using what I remembered of this layout to avoid obstacles and reach the door. Hey, did you do that on purpose? With a scum, fix it or you'll get no rewards from me. Just go after her already. How many times have you crossed paths with that girl now? Maybe she has the papers scrapped to keep her safe. Her fate hasn't been sealed yet. I have to find somewhere to hide. I could hear the sounds of someone else running just a short distance in front of me. I couldn't make it out who it was with any certainty, but I did briefly catch a glimpse of a figure retreating into the darkness, and it looked like Big Brother? That was Big Brother just now, wasn't it? I took off in pursuit. If that was Big Brother, then I just had to catch up to him. He must have heard me. His pace never slowed, and I saw him disappear around a corner. He's not stopping. I have to go after him. Go to the lab first. This is the room where I was tied up, isn't it? I don't want to go in there ever again. Oh yeah. Oh, I didn't know that. Let's go to the nurse, see what's here. The school's nurse office. Looks like he's not in here. He's going to find me. get out of here then. Let's go over here. Big brother, where'd you go? Too quiet, I don't think he came this way. I should look for him back in the main hallway. Okay, let's go over here then. It's really cold in here. Unfortunately, okay. You're right, shouldn't be looking around like that. I just want to see if there's anything, you never know. Really like the music in this game, it's super good. Sorry, girl. I'm trying to run. I don't think he went over there. Let's go over here. I have a feeling he's not there. Are you in here? Yuka, if you're in here, please come out. He's not in here either, and I don't see any good places to hide. The floor seems like it could be giving away at any moment. I'm scared. Big brother, where'd you go? I know I read really fast, but that's okay. He's not in here. He's not in here either, huh? Man, where are you, man? It's Yuka. If you're in here, please come out. Nothing in here? No. Okay. Where would he be? Maybe he's over here. What's that noise? Suddenly, my field of vision started going topsy-turvy. Was I falling? Was this an earthquake? But there's more than just that. The floor beneath me was moving up and down, and this time the quake's left and right motion. Big brother, big brother! I tried putting one hand on the floor for balance and getting back to my feet. I need to keep going after big brother, otherwise I'll lose his trail. I thought I'd done it. I was standing now, and I had started getting used to the vibrations. As long as I hugged the walls, I could walk. But that all quiet literally came crashing down back around me soon enough. The wildly shaking floor cracked and crumbled, and I was free falling. I'm falling! Does she die? I raised my head and found myself lying on top of the pile of rubble. I wasn't too much worse for the fear, for the where, though, all things considered. Where am I? I looked around me frantically, but saw nothing even remotely familiar. This was definitely someplace new, and it didn't feel much like a school anymore, and the walls and floor were made from packed dirt, with only railroad ties keeping it all together. It's really messy down here. I knew I was underground. I had to be. I just felt that way. There was no windows anywhere, and based on the smell, there was no ventilation either. It's really hard to breathe. Oh no, Big Brother! Big Brother might have gotten caught off guard by that earthquake too. I thought he could be down here. It was a big one after all. Maybe he was injured. Maybe he couldn't move. I have to find him right away. I tried pushing myself up from the pile of rubble, ready to shoot to my feet and continue the search. That didn't last long, however. My hand and feet were still a little numb from the ropes, making it hard to keep my balance. I held back onto my butt. My underwear was completely waterlogged, like a full sponge. It squeezed unpleasantly on the debris, sending a cold chill through my entire body. What's going on? I reached down and felt it. It was absolutely soaked through. It would take forever for it to dry. That's right, I forgot I peed myself. I was so wrapped up in running for my life and chasing after Big Brother, I didn't even notice the wetness, but now I couldn't get it out of my mind. It's so gross. Tears were welling up my eyes, but how could I be so pathetic? I forced myself to my feet, doing my best, trying to ignoring the squishy sensation. Ew. I wouldn't be able to ignore it for long, though. My panties were noticeably heavier now, and the urine they absorbed was practically ice cold. I couldn't go on like this. Ew, stop making those gross noises, game. I was going to get a rash or catch anemia or something, and every step was going to be its own form of mushy gushy hell. You don't have to go into detail. I mean, you do, but ugh. Well, what do? I take them off, but then what? Carry them with me? Ew, leave them on the floor or someone else to find? No thanks. Big brother, big brother. I swallowed my pride, held back my tears as best as I could, and waddled onward. Isn't there anywhere I can go get these off? I have a feeling there's nothing around. Nope, can't even look around. Okay. Oh, goodness. Let's go to the girls' room. The boys' room is like never open. What a weird way to go around. Look at this weird map. The music is very nice. As per usual. Is this an actual bathroom? There are no protective seals and no weird smells. The only bathroom seen up to this point were unusable charms on the doors, mysteriously sealing the room shut, bodies hanging in the stalls. But this looked like completely normal bathrooms, certainly the most normal I'd seen getting stuck in this place anyway. Okay, is there anything to look? Well, how can I get in there? What's in here? Nothing? Okay, nothing, I guess. I don't know. Let's go to the boys' bathroom. Is there anything in here? Of course. The boys' bathroom is never open. Let's go to this room, I guess. I don't know. Like, what's in here? Okay, the door won't open. Is it locked? I have to find someplace else. Death room? I guess I'll go in here. It's really dark in here. Who is that? There's a thoroughly decomposed remains on the table here. Based on the general appearance, what's left, the deceased clothing appear to be belong to a very young girl. Name still affixed to her chest. Oh. There's a cabinet in here. It looks big enough to fit a whole person inside. It might take a good hiding spot. If anything comes to it, maybe I should close myself inside here. But if anyone did come, it would be really scary, so maybe I should just get out of this room while I can. The door came to a sudden slam shut, and the inside was missing a doorknob, rendering it unopenable. It seemed to be locked in. What do I do? Is there any way in here I can use this place for a doorknob? There's more remains. Doesn't seem to be any determined gender or clothing. Student ID tag nearby. Feminine name. Okay. Let's see here. Is there anything I can use? There's gross buckets. What is that? Fairly large stone sitting on the heavy wooden table. Take it. Let's take it. Acquired stone. If I bang this against the door with all my might, maybe I can just bust it open. Here we go. No good, it didn't even budge. Oh no, I think he noticed me because of all the noise I'm making. Need to find a way out of here quickly. I quietly and gently return the stone to its original spot. What's going on? Am I fainting? It hurts, big brother, it hurts. I couldn't move any part of my body. I just fallen completely limp and my vision's gone black. I felt like I was being swallowed up by the darkness and there was nothing I could do to stop it. I was seeping into every part of me. Big brother, help. I died? Seriously? Okay, so I had to go all the way back through and do some save crap, but it's okay. I already read this. There's a nail puller shoved into the zinc strain. Pull it out. Let's pull it out. If I stick it to the door, I might be able to use it to get like a doorknob. It worked! Now I can get out of here! Great. Okay, now what do I do? Let's go this way, maybe? What's over here? Nothing. Body pool. What does that mean? What is this about? I wonder if Big Brother's doing alright right now. Big Brother? I hate this area. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Oh, there's a body. It's kind of gross. It's a set of skeletal remains. Doesn't seem like there's any way to determine age. There's student ID. Okay. It's not really important. Maybe there's something over here. Ah, nothing. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Is there something over here? Let's check it out. Wait. I actually know what I'm supposed to do. So, I think I'm supposed to go back to... Okay, maybe go to the girls' room? So, let's see how this works. I'm hoping one of those things will let me into the girls' bathroom and do something over there. Let's go check it out. It takes forever to get over there. It's kind of annoying. There's a loose piece of wood on the ground here. Let's take it. If I use it for something. I wonder if I can get in the stalls. I tried pulling on one of the wooden stall doors. Is there anybody in here? I listened carefully for any hint of response, even going so far as to hold my breath. I guess if somebody did respond, it would be pretty scary. But there wasn't a single sound to be heard. The entire room was dead silent. The walls were made from packed dirt, after all, and there was a lot of moisture in the air. Effectively, this whole place was naturally soundproofed. This is perfect. There's nobody else around. I backed away from the stall slightly and almost tripped over a fairly sizable crack in the ground, but about 5 centimeters wide and 1 centimeter thick. This might be a good spot to hide them. Finally, I was able to get out of those water-logged panties. Despite being alone, I still crouched down and removed them as discreetly as I could. I then stuffed them tightly into a crack, as I discovered. It was not big enough. Some of it's still sticking out. If there was just a little more space, what do I do now? I know I can use this piece of wood to dig it around and make it bigger. I'm so glad Big Brother didn't have to see me doing this. Please don't let anybody find me until I'm done. Especially not Big Brother. Not that Big Brother would be likely to wander into a girl's room, but it was possible given the circumstances. So just to be safe, I figured it couldn't hurt to pray that didn't happen. Maybe I should stuff them down even farther. It'd be embarrassing if anyone were to find these after all. I wouldn't be too embarrassed. My underwear is now totally buried out of sight. There's no way anyone could come across it, so I didn't know it was there. Like, since we're in this situation, I wouldn't really be embarrassed. I'd rather, it'd be slightly embarrassing, but there's other things to be embarrassed about right now. Satisfied, I stood up. It's so drafty now. But it's a lot better than wearing wet panties, very true. It's been nothing but earthquakes since we got here. None of this place will be okay. It seems even older than the school building. I peeked my head out from the bathroom and looked around. Nobody's out there, right? My voice echoed a lot louder than I was expecting. It actually surprised me, considering the wet dirt walls. I didn't think sound could travel that far. If any of Big Brother's friends are nearby, please. I really wanted to wash my hands. I began walking through this once again, but this time a bit slower and more evenly due to exhaustion. Now what do I do? Maybe there's something over here? Kinda doubt it, but I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do now. Oh, why is this open now? We go to the body pole or whatever it's called, I don't know. Take 1 million years to get here. The door of this particular is shuddering ever so slightly, but there's a breeze blowing against it gently outside. I think I can open this. Slowly and hesitantly, I put both hands on the doorknob and started to turn. I guess I can go in. Alright, let's see what's in here. I hope it connects to an exit somewhere. It smells awful. As soon as the door opened, even a powerful, horrible stench slammed through my face and twisted around my nasal cavity just like a jet of water. This is the smell of something rotting. I was instantly feeling nauseous and lightheaded, as if I were suddenly deprived of oxygen. I can't do this. I need to get out of here. It sounded like water. Is there water in here? Holding my nose, I stepped back into the room and crept over toward the source of the noise. If there was water, maybe I could wash my hands, I thought. Where is it? My extreme thirst came back full force as well. Clean water was the greatest thing I could have possibly found at this point. I accidentally kicked over a bucket, spilling its contents on the ground in front of me. Countless flies immediately flew out from the overturned bucket and began swarming around me. Their buzzing wings sounded right up against my ears as if they were attacking me. I let out my nose and began flailing my arms wildly, attempting in vain to drive them away. I can't even see my hands in front of my face. As I haphazardly stumbled forward, I found my foot splashing in shallow liquid. Mere moments later, my hand came in contact with the wall and brushed against a switch. I heard a faint clicking sound, and then Ew. The lights blinked on, and I got a clear look at the room I was standing in. What is this place? Are those bodies? A large portion of the floor had been dug out into something resembling a pool, which was filled with stagnant, discolored water and dismembered bodies. The bodies were decomposing a lot faster than they naturally would. On account of the wetness, most of them had swarms of maggots instead of faces. Several bodies had actually washed up on the ground outside the pool as well. Those few that had limbs looked like they may lose them at any moment. Their torso were all swollen and black. Everything else was bone white. But why are there so many bodies in one place? The closet was spurting a sappy mucus from its nose and mouth and staring at me with an ugly, mean expression. The thick fluid coming out of its reddish-brown in color and seemed to be a disgusting mixture of blood and dead bugs. What's that sound? Some sort of a huge door high along the top of the wall opened up, and I could clearly feel a breeze flowing through the room. It was a trash chute? If I climb up there, maybe I can get back into the school building. What is that? I can hear something. It's getting closer. I was afraid of what might be coming through that hole, so I put some distance between me and itself. Something heavy fell from above and splashed into the pool, spraying my face with rotten, stagnant water. Ew! A body? A body! It hurts, it hurts, it hurts. The body just had fallen onto the ground and pulled the water was wearing a school uniform. As soon as I touched the liquid, it began bubbling and melting into it as if it were a bag of ingredients tossed to a stew pot. Ew! One of the poor victim's lungs floated to the surface, giving the whole scene even more of a sick, soup-like appearance. I need to get out of here now. Can't stay in here for any longer. I dragged my wet foot on the dry part of the ground for a second or two. Then I made a dash for the door. As soon as I was back out in the hall, I fell into my knees in shock. I couldn't even move. The smell of death and decay was still sticking to me, and still trying to snake its way into my nose. It was all I could do not to throw up on the spot. I hadn't eaten anything for hours, so I'm not even sure what I would have actually thrown up, but I still felt like I had to, more strongly than ever before. May would have been bust just to let it come out. I'm sure I would have felt better afterward, but I honestly didn't want to see my own vomit right now. Not after all that disgusting things I'd seen. I had enough. Why has all this happened? At times like this especially, I really long for my big brother. If only he were here with me. I cried out for him as if in prayer. Big brother, please come save me. Come save me. I can't move. Is somebody there? Is somebody there? It hurts. There was a little girl there with an arm outstretched begging for help. I rushed over to her side. What's wrong? Are you alright? She was faintly glowing. Is she a ghost? Oh, my stomach really hurts, and my chest feels like it's on fire. She seems to be in a lot of pain, but all I can do is for is... Here, I don't see any injuries. Is it painful? It hurts. All I could do for her was offer her physical comfort. If I rubbed her back, maybe she'd feel better. Thanks. I'm sorry, this is all I know how to do. It feels like a little better now. Does it? I'm so glad to hear that. The girl grimaced again, as if she were experiencing some new pain all of a sudden. You shouldn't push yourself too hard, okay? Okay. So did you get lost in here too? Uh-huh. I don't know. I just woke up in here. Woke up? I've been so alone. Oh, so you've been all alone all this time? You've been a real trooper then. I gently brushed my hand against the little girl's face, wiping away her tears. I only just met her, but I already felt for her. She just had a lot worse than I did. So tell me, what's your name? Sachiko. Sachiko, your name is Sachiko? Uh-huh. I'm Yuka. Big brother Yuka? Big sister Yuka. Big sister, you want me to be your big sister? I was just a little weird to hear somebody call me big sister. That's all, but I like it. I stroked Sachiko's tiny little hand in my own and pulled her to her feet. There we go. You can stand, right? Sachiko's hands were so thin and light compared to my own. Not just light, it almost felt like it was completely weightless. I guess she really is a ghost. Sachiko noticed me staring at her, and I must have had quite a look on my face. It seemed to bother her, so I did my best to force a smile. I'm sure she was worried. I'd leave her all by herself again, and I wanted to make sure she knew I was there for her. What's wrong, big sis? Oh, nothing. I just was thinking about something else. I'm sorry. Sachiko lowered her head and looked like she was about to cry. Why are you apologizing? Because I think I'm a ghost. I'm different from you, big sis. I'm so sorry if I scare you. Was just my fear really upsetting this little girl so much? That's terrible. I shook Sachiko's hand in both of mine, turning to face her and ducking down a little so our eyes were level. It's okay. I'm scared of ghosts, but I'm not scared of you. I promise. You're not scared for real? No, I'm not. I'm not scared of you, Sachiko. She's gonna smile creepily. Big sis, are you going to leave me? I did have to think for a moment, since I knew I couldn't take a ghost with me very far, but in the end, I also knew I couldn't just leave her. Well, will you come with me to look for my big brother? Your big brother? Yeah, he's a really kind and really dependable person. I'm sure he'll be really nice to nice to you, Sachiko. Her head was still down, but her eyes were peeking up at me. She looked nervous, but for the first time since we started talking, she also looked hopeful. You don't mind if Sachiko comes with you? Sure, you're not alone anymore, Yuka. Your brother's sister, your oh my goodness, your big sister is right here for you. Honestly, I was lonely too. I probably wanted her with me just as badly as she wanted someone with her, ghost or no. Come on, Sachiko, let's go. I turned my head back down the hall, but was stopped by Sachiko tugging on my uniform. She was wearing a forced smile on her face, but still looked uneasy. Big sis, will you do what I say? What you say? What was she going to tell me to do? I was so surprised by the question, I wasn't sure how to respond, but the longer I thought about it, the more uneasy she looked so. Your big sister will listen to any request you make. Really? Uh-huh. You can ask me anything you want anytime. Okay. There was clearly something specific she had in mind, but I wasn't going to push her about it. She'd asked me when she was ready. She seemed satisfied with my answer, and I let go of my uniform. And so, in hand, we continued down the hall in search for my big brother. Okay. Well, where do I go now? Maybe we can go to this room? I don't even know, man. Doesn't seem like we can get in and open. No, it doesn't. I want a big brother would do at a time like this. Do you miss your big brother? Uh-huh. I miss him a lot. But we can get this door open. Something needs to do with that door. I guess big brother really isn't in here. I guess not. Sachiko, have you seen anyone else in here besides me? Uh-huh. That's all she said, and then silently she squatted on the ground and wrapped her arms around her knees. What's wrong? Hurt? Big sis, I'm cold. You're cold? She nodded firmly, almost exaggeratedly. I guess that makes sense. If a ghost can feel pain, there's no reason she couldn't also feel change in temperature. Poor girl. As if to show me just how cold she was, and she started visibly shivering. Hey, Sachiko, is there anything I can do to make you feel better? Anything? You've been through so much already. I don't want you to go through anything else, so if I can help, just tell me. In that case, can I have those? She's pointing at my feet. My socks? This is the first time I noticed Sachiko was walking around barefoot. I was so busy worrying about myself and about finding my big brother that I completely failed to pay attention to poor Sachiko's appearance. I'm sorry, I didn't notice earlier. It's alright. Sachiko shook her head. If I'm supposed to be her big sister, I really need to be more observant. I need to pay more attention. If I were a big brother, I would have noticed right away and given her my shoes. But it wasn't too late. I took my shoes and socks and offered them to Sachiko. They were a little wet, but still better than walking these cold dirt floors in bare feet. I didn't really like the idea of doing that myself, but just one look at this poor girl's soul-shaking form convinced me I was doing the right thing. Thank you, big sis. Sachiko took the socks, just leaving the shoes in my hand. Are you okay if I don't want me to wear those shoes over time? Okay, if I took both, then you'd be barefoot. She slashed a gentle smile at me, which stayed on her face the whole time. She slowly put both of my socks. I don't want big sis Yuka to get hurt after all. That's very thoughtful of you, Sachiko. Patted it on her head just like big brother always did to me. I love you, big sis. Her smile had grown, now stretched from cheek to cheek, and I began to feel like I'd do anything at all to keep her happy. I wondered if this is how Big Brother felt when I smiled at him like that. Let's do our best in here, Sachiko. Despite the severity of the situation, I was in high hopes, high spirits. I almost forgot just how horrible this place really was. Do our best? Let's do our best to find Big Brother. Sachiko, did you say something? I thought that was a giggle, but it sounded different somehow, like her voice had changed to someone else's, or someone else was here. Uh-huh. You're so cute, I just want to mess you right up. Huh? What? I didn't say anything. Oh, I guess it was just my imagination then. What was it? What was it they usually say in movies must have been the wind? Not too likely in a stagnant underground bunker like this, but still. I think I'm just getting paranoid. I still need to pull myself together. I'm your big sister after all. I put on the bravest face I can manage and marched back into the hall, pausing only to make sure Sachiko was still behind me. Okay. So let's go back over here, maybe? I don't know. This is where I was confused. Because it's like, playing this game, it's always a back and forth sort of thing, it seems. Big sis. Hachiko had come to a halt and was grabbing loosely on the cuff of my shirt, stopping as well. What's wrong? I don't like this place. I feel scary. Yeah, it does. I don't want to be here either. How about we go over there instead? Okay. Well, there's probably something in here. That's why we're looking. Had a hefty hate skeleton corpse. Okay, we made it to the girls' bathroom. I didn't want you, watching me walk all the way over there. Big sis. What is it? Is something wrong? It's my feet. My feet hurt. Your feet? The soles of my feet seemed to be bothering her quite a bit. As we stood there, I noticed she was sitting in place, trying not to stand on them. I guess they would hurt, huh? You would walk around in just socks after all. She said nothing else, just stared at my feet. It seemed like she wanted my shoes now, but I didn't want to say anything since I offered them earlier and she turned them down. So I just smiled and decided to offer them again. Do you want to wear my shoes? Is that okay? And of course, I wouldn't want you getting hurt anymore, now would we? What about you, big sis? I'm your big sis, so I'll be just fine. I wouldn't accept any objections. I just took off my shoes and handed them to Sachiko without any word. Cheerfully, she slipped them on over my socks. They were a little big on her, but I knew she'd feel better just having them. Thank you, I'm really happy now. Let's get going, okay? She wasn't used to such big floppy shoes. She took one step and stumbled forward. Are you alright? Here, I can take my hand. Okay, my sis, Yuka, I love you. Aw. I already looked in here, and there's nothing you can find. Let's head back, okay? Oh, really? Oh, taking us to a hall? Thank you, don't have to keep walking. Is this really okay to keep going like this? Let's go on this way. She was pointing down the hall toward the spot where the earth granite dropped me. This way, is something over there? I don't know. But come on. What was that sound? I want to go in there. But in there, that room's locked. It just made a sound like it unlocked. Is there something in there? Please, I want to go in. Well, alright, let's go inside then. Sachiko nodded firmly, then practically dragged me by the hand over the door near my entry point, in this underground maze. Back to that place. Oh, this room is pretty big. Over there. And energetic as can be, Sachiko pulled over farther into the darkening room. Sachiko, wait! Ow! I suddenly felt a sharp pain at the sole of my foot. I looked down as he had stepped in. A nail? The floor was actually kind of a mess. It was bumpy and uneven. There was all kinds of tiny, sharp-looking objects scattered everywhere. Not just old rusty nails, bits of glass, loose broken boards with jagged edges spread all over them, and plenty else I couldn't even identify. I'm bleeding! So cute! What's wrong, big sis? Huh? You're over there! So, what was that voice I just heard? Let's see what we can find here. There's a corpse. Probably just a child. Oh yeah, Sachiko, how old are you? How old am I? Yeah, like, what age are you? Are you in elementary school right now? I don't know, I can't remember. Oh, I'm sorry. Sachiko just stood there with her head hung low and it took a disdain on her face. She didn't say another word. It seemed safe to assume probably didn't have any memories from when she's alive at all. No, I'm sorry, I asked. Don't worry about it, please. Okay, sorry. Look a bit closer at the pile of bones. There's a student ID name tag jutting out from the victim's ribcage, meant by as female. A stack folded up Japanese style futons. What's this? It looked like an old instant camera. Sachiko had found an old oversized instant camera lying somewhere and had holding it triumphantly in her hands. Oh. That startled me. Looked like it still works. May I have it? Sure. Isn't it heavy? That's okay. I'm happy. Smiling from ear to ear, Sachiko carefully examined every inch of that camera. She was an innocent little girl with a brand new toy. Big sis, Sachiko is tired. You want to take a quick nap in these futons? Uh-huh. Carefully tiptoeing across the litter-sown floor, nursing my sore and bloodied foot the whole while I snaked away over to the futons. I didn't much like the idea of sleeping on the same room as a dead child, but I had to admit I was pretty exhausted too. They're a little damp and musty, but if we lay them out, we can at least get off our feet for a while. I'm so sleepy. Okay, I'm laying yours right out now. As soon as I got a futon on the ground, as flat as it would go, Sachiko sprawled out on it. It wasn't long before her eyes started drooping. Yay, futon! Just seeing this innocent little girl joyously stretching out to take a nap was enough to lift my spirits and renew my hope. I'm so glad Sachiko is here with me. Thank you, big sis. Thank you too, Sachiko. I don't know what I would do if you weren't here with me. She really must have been tired. She was out like a light, and her second head touched the bedding. So cute. I should sleep too. I've been walking a lot. I hope that when I wake up, I'm back at home. I woke up to find myself being shaken. Sachiko was trying to get me up, and her expression had gone white as a sheet. Big sis, big sis. What is it? She was on the verge of tears. Something seemed to have really spooked her. Did that huge man find us? Was she attacked? It's okay. Tell me what happened, nice and slow. I lost my hairpin. Your hairpin? When I woke up, it was gone. Okay, that's all then. That's all. I'm sorry, I thought you might have been something more scary. Where'd you lose it? If we look, I'm sure we'll find it. The two of us searched every last inch of the room, me with a wounded foot, but we came up empty-handed. Is there anything your big sister can do for you? The entire time we searched, Sachiko hadn't said a word. I was hoping invoking our sisterly bond might help her cheer up. Hair keeps getting in my eyes, and it hurts. Give me that thing you're wearing. She raised her right hand slowly and pointed to my headband. I'm sorry, but that's the only thing I can't give away. As soon as I refused, Sachiko let out a faint, otherworldly groan. Girl, you need to chill. You're like, what, 7 years old? You need to take a chill pill. In the next moment, her face distorted and changed. She no longer looked like an innocent little girl. She looked well and truly like a demon now. Sachiko, give it to me. Give it to me. The look in her eyes alone sent chills down my spine. They were the eyes of someone who meant harm and is perfectly capable of inflicting it. What do I do? Give her the headband? Yeah, let's give it to her. I guess I don't have much choice. I'll give it to you, okay? I lifted the head off my hair and handed it to Sachiko. Basically shut down at this point. My instincts had taken over. I was running on autopilot. The act of handing over a headband was almost robotic. Yeah, because I'm doing it. I was far removed from the innocent giggle I'd heard up until now. But I didn't even care. I was done. Whatever she wanted, I'd give her. Whatever she asked me to do, I'd do. It makes you happy that makes you that happy, does it? I'm so glad. The second I said that, Sachiko stopped laughing as if to say, if you're glad, then it didn't make me happy at all. Hey, can I have your hair too? My hair? Yeah, big sis hair. Sachiko wants your hair. Huh, but how is that supposed to work? Sachiko got up on her tippy toes and stretched herself as tall as she could manage, and then clamped down on my hair with her tiny hands began pulling. Instantly, my entire world was pain. No, I clicked the wrong option, of course. I was screaming and crying, just wanted to roll it on the ground floor and went away. It's agonizing. It hurts, it hurts. I could feel something warm running down my cheek from top of my head and my chin. There was 2 streams, then 3, then 4. Blood? It was just hair Sachiko Sachiko had pulled out from my head. Somehow those tiny hands of hers had basically scalped me, and how could a little girl have that much strength in her? My entire top of my head had throbbed. If I had a mirror, I knew I'd probably faint just from seeing myself in it. The pain was making me dizzy. I was probably losing a lot of blood. I knew I'd pass out sooner or later, so I called out for my big brother. I have no idea if I actually made any sounds, but in my mind I was screaming, "Big brother? Big brother? Big brother, please save me." What happened? My legs feel heavy. Big sister, are you okay? I'm big sister now. I had to pull myself together. What should I take from you next? After all this, why was I still doing what she told me to? Why was I still listening to her? A wave of sadness washed over me. The top of my head hurt, and I knew a lot of it was missing. Sachiko was someone to be feared. If only I'd figured that out a little sooner. Big brother. Oh, what? How long have I been walking, I wondered. Are you still okay to walk? I was following Sachiko despite myself. I had no idea how much time had passed, but it felt like an eternity. She completely stopped answering any of my questions. I guess that's enough. She came to a halt. What's wrong, Sachiko? She turned and looked at me with wide, innocent eyes. There's something Sachiko wants to give her. What is it? What was it going to be this time? I honestly didn't want to know, but this question came out my mouth anyways. So did this. Whatever it is you want, Sachiko, you can have it, just for you. Well, in that case, can I have your life? My life? Somehow, some part of me knew this was coming. It was only a matter of time. I give you. Once again, I couldn't seem to control the words coming out of my mouth. I just said whatever it wanted to say, regardless of how I felt. You may have my life. She was laughing again. It was wild, crazy laughter. She was ecstatic. No! Why not? You said you'd give me anything I wanted. Because you're my big sister, right? Sachiko's smile almost seemed to twinkle in the dull light of the corridor. She had the face of an angel. But it was all just a mask. I'm scared. Oh, please! I mustered all the strength I had, trying with whatever life was left in me, pronounce her words and resist her pull. There was no hope in me anymore, but I still clung to what I could, and if I could just reject her statement and tell her she was wrong. No, please, no. Please don't joke about things like that, okay? Just hurry up and find my big brother. Big brother will be able to help us somehow. I know he will. So let's just keep searching. Your big brother? That's right. I'll never be like Big Brother, but I'll try my best. Hey, so I was editing my video, and some of it kind of cut out at the end. I don't know why, but it did. So hopefully it isn't completely choppy. It's just the ending got cut off a little bit, so I'm gonna record it again. Just give it to me. I'm going to kill you. I'll make you wrap those hands around your neck and die. Just die already. My body shook and spasmed uncontrollably. I was being overtaken by an invisible force. It was compelling me to speak, to say what would be my very last words on this earth. A suicide note when you get right down to it. I guess there's nothing I can do, okay? I'll give it to you. I'll give my life to you, Sachiko. It's all yours. It was instantaneous. With one single blow, my skull was cracked wide open and blood splattered far and wide. I could feel blood trickling out from my nostrils and my right ear. Ugh. My brain was jutting out from inside my head, fully exposed to the air. But I was still conscious. I could still feel everything. I feel like she can have some power that makes us stay alive to feel it, because obviously you wouldn't feel this normally, probably. I don't think you would. Most people would probably be dead as soon as it, you wouldn't really feel it for as long as we do, but, she probably has a curse on us or something, I don't know. I saw a bright flash of light and realized she'd taken my picture with that instant camera she'd been holding on to. Isn't that lovely? What a pretty picture this is. So sad. I'll title it Lowly Woman. Sachiko was such a cute little girl before, but now her face was twisted into a hateful, spiteful grimace as she looked down on me in contempt. I know! How about I show this to Big Brother? You told me I could have anything I wanted, right? Well, he's my big brother now. Hachiko began petting my sticky, matted head with her coarse, sticky hands in a mockery of my previous gentleness with her. What a filthy face! Getting this was my goal all along, you know. My scrap of paper from the charm. I want to play with you again, big sis, so I'll spare you from your fate for now. Let's do this again real soon, big sister Yuka. There we go. The end of chapter 6. Well, episode 6, whatever you want to call it. And we're done. Hooray! Okay, so thank you all for watching. Leave a like and subscribe, and I will, of course, see you on the next one. Goodbye, everyone.